Hello, lords and ladies of Agony Wolf, loyal YouTube subscribers, Patreon patrons, and coggers. We talked for about 3 hours about why we're starting a new channel. Chopped it down to about 40 minutes. If you want to go watch that entire debacle, there should be a link appearing up here somewhere, and you can go check that out. But if you just want to hear what the name options for the new channel are and cast your vote, this is the video for you. But in addition to that, if you have any ideas on a name or anything else, please do go hit up the comment section and let us know. We are going to be staying on top of the comments on this one pretty closely. But also, before you cast your vote, remember that when it's not just the name you're voting for, it also is kind of the way the channel would operate attached to that name. So bear that in mind before you cast your vote. Without any further ado, I'm going to throw it back to past me and past Jason and past Nick to walk you through all the different name options. Here you go. Okay, so yeah, to the actual vote here. How this is going to work is we count your vote, count my vote, we'll count Nick's vote, and then there'll be a fourth vote that's fan vote. And there'll be a
which
survey.
Would weigh bigger, I think. I would hope. Yeah.
Yeah. However we want to work it out.
Yeah.
But yeah,
is there an electoral college that will
what it seems
bonus up? Bonus.
Electoral
They're
college.
just gonna bonus on this one. Yeah. Right. Good job.
And we'll have a survey built right into this video when we're done going through these. So yeah, these are the big names, the big name options here. Here we go. We call the new channel Agony Wolf Media. We returned this channel's name to Incognito Cinema Warriors XP, like it used to be, and we stopped really probably uploading anything here. The content stays exactly the same on the new channel. We've got ICW XP, we've got IGW XP, we've got Fun with Shorts, maybe even some revived shows if the channel does well, like Plot Hole Spelunking, Robot Review, Playing with Myself, if it does well. I feel like we have a whole television network, like the good to go.
Well, I think you said at the beginning the URL is still
it's
ICW.
stuck ICW XP.
That's hard to like.
Yeah.
Right.
So for the if we call the new channel Agony Wolf Media, I assume URL would be AWM, or I don't know if it would be spelled out Agony Wolf Media. That's a little long, or AWM, but then AWM, what's that? I don't know. That's something to think about. Big pro with that name is we can upload anything we want. I want to, like I said, I want to get us all together and do a read of a particular movie, leak script for it. That's not a weird thing to do on a channel name something like that.
Yeah, I think it's kind of
anything we want.
I think it's good. Yeah, it's kind of aggregate of all the other stuff. It's not. It's not its own. Yeah.
The big some of the big cons are it's not really a name that tells you what the content is. What's an Agony Wolf? I don't know. That's just a goofy thing I started calling my like fake video production company back in like 2006 or some shit. Doesn't communicate what anything is on that channel, and we've become very gaming based. That doesn't communicate anything that's gaming. So those are things to think about. Yeah. So Agony Wolf Media. That's the first idea to what to call the new channel. This current one goes back to ICWX being called Incognito Cinema Warriors, and essentially becomes a dead channel for probably. Hopefully it stays dead because we don't come back because the new one works out. We call the new channel Robot Co-op, and that's the one that like I'm kind of horny for.
I got a little chubby.
Robot Co-op, and it would have this logo, the guy in a Robot Play logo, but it'd be, and like I feel like that jingle writes itself. You just get like a robot effect and Robot Co-op. You know, you can do that. I think it's a really strong name. It communicates what most of the content's going to be.
Yeah.
I feel like it's fairly clever, at least a little catchy. It doesn't sound like any other channels that I'm aware of. It does lock us into gaming stuff, though. That's the big con. It does lock us into in character stuff. With the robots and the puppets.
Not a robot. It's not Robot Co-op.
Exactly. Yeah. I think
unless it's an AI playing with you.
Yeah. That there's some room for confusion.
Androids.
Where like if we called what we're about to upload, like the vaccine playthrough, it would be like titled Vaccine Part 1 in parentheses Robot Co-op, and it might cause some confusion. People being like, "You could have a robot like co-op with you in the game, like another player plays as a robot." So you might get people like, "This is bullshit. It's not what I advertised." You know, robot co-op locks us into robot stuff unless we can figure out like a clever human play on that for the out of character stuff. We don't have to come up with it here, but
or the fact that it's maybe have a well, like the logo or something with the robot. It's just this is a.
Well, the logo would be this, except robot co-op.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think of like what would you, because like on our current channel we started doing like a guy and two robots, and then the out of character equivalent of that was a girl and two guys. So I'm just looking for something like that. That's a play off robot co-op.
No-bot co-op.
That's
no bot.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
No
that's
brow.
that's at the top of the list of which there's only one. But I mean, that's I think that's strong.
No brow content.
It's YouTube. So we have the Patreon header and the Facebook header that has like all the robots. We could go right into using that as a banner for robot co-op. We've got controllers in the in the photo. I think that's a very clear message about what the content is.
Yeah.
And like I said, I think the jingle writes itself. Robot co-op, you know, something like that.
Yeah.
So the naming, you know, we would use like robot co-op. We can put names of the games first. So like it would be like The Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past, Part 1 - robot co-op. This does kind of exclude and push aside Fun with Shorts with a name like that. But I have talked to Josh, and he's fine if he needs to go back to his channel. He said for us to just do whatever we need to do. I would like to find some way to like keep him on board. I love Fun with Shorts. I think Josh is amazing.
Yeah.
So we have Agony Wolf Media. We have Robot Co-op.
All right.
We call the new channel A Guy and Two Robots, or A Guy and Two Robots Play. People seem to like that name, and it communicates what we're up to very clearly. We could also do A Girl and Two Guys Play videos. Those, you know, it's a similar naming mechanism. Then that will be going up a couple times a week in between guy and robot stuff. And it's really good to have your channel name matching your video titles as closely as possible, I think.
I see.
Some people can get away with it, but I don't think we have any room to mess around. Yeah, and for all of these channel ideas, I think no shadows. I think face cams.
Yeah.
For everything.
That means I'll have to like.
Well, no, because you have to shower. No, because the out of character stuff that you'll be primarily on, there's no face cam, there's no shadows, there's nothing. So,
awesome.
Yeah.
Nice. So,
no reason to hit the gym.
what are you saying?
That I'm very fat. So yeah, again, the model there is we have casual Let's Plays going up a couple times a week, and we have the big monthly thing that's you know, robots and character and all that. The trouble with that is, you know, it locks us into gaming content. We could drop the play part of the name and go with A Guy and Two Robots, because then that could become A Guy and Two Robots review derpy or whatever. Not that I really want to do movie reviews anymore. Since we're about to make a show or a movie, I want to kind of stop criticizing movies and shows so much.
Yeah, see, now this is the time when everybody was like, yeah, pony up. What do you got?
Yeah. Not making any friends.
Yeah.
Doing that.
Why don't you do it, dickhead?
I'm trying. Yeah, if we do well and I feel comfortable, we could do some short films again on that channel, and we could call it A Guy and Two Robots Watch. That word riff. Oh boy.
Well, it could just be like an entity name at that point. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like
if
in
you get
a way like that.
If you get enough traffic and enough subscribers, you can start playing around, and it doesn't have to be so rigid. Like, oh, Robot Co-op or A Guy and Two Robots Play. It's got to always be A Guy and Two Robots Play video game.
Right.
You could start to play around a little bit more. Like there's channels that have stuff that seems off-brand for their channel, but they have such a good subscriber base, it doesn't matter. They watch it anyway.
Right.
There's also already Two Best Friends Play and Super Best Friends Play. That's a channel I watch a bit. It's not very original. The name A Guy and Two Robots. It does get the message across where Agony Wolf Media doesn't.
Yeah.
But again, you know, I think that name's really bland and not very clever. It invites two guys, a girl, and a pizza place jokes pretty quick. That show just popped back into your head. in the cup.
I thought that's what you said the first time.
Yeah,
Oh.
exactly.
Kind of girl.
Like when did we do the cup thing? Just Nick and I as robots.
But it's YouTube. You have to be very. I feel like, especially starting out, you have to be very clear and very focused.
Specific.
Yeah, if we've got to dumb the name down, I'm cool with it because we'll keep the joke smart. Bonus con, the URL for A Guide to Robots probably would be pretty crap. The best I can think of is AGTR, which otherwise you spell it out and it's horrendous.
Mm-hmm.
So the URL there might be tricky. URL for Robot Co-op is pretty. That's good.
That's
Just
spell it all out. Spell it all out.
Yeah, that's another strike for Robot Co-op.
Yeah.
Okay. This is a heavy one. Because this is a very specific name, and it would be call for a very specific way for the channel to operate. So you're not just voting for names; you're kind of, in a sense, voting for how the channel would operate.
You're the board of directors apparently as well.
Yeah.
Shareholders.
Well,
technically, yeah.
Yeah, you are,
actually,
really.
Yeah, it was really
crazy. How'd that happen? This one has some responsibility with it. In addition to being the new home for our content, this would also be us launching a big riffing hub channel, and with the intent of adding other riffing groups to the upload schedule. The name for this is Net Riffs. Kind of a play on Netflix, but not to
I thought you were going to say Riff Hub.
Riff Hub.
That's a joke right there in and of itself.
Yeah,
I'll vote for that. I like both.
Yeah.
Riff Hub.
Riff Hub.
Riff Tube.
Riff Tube. Hey, there you go. But
yeah.
This one's Net Riffs. We'd probably want to go back to using the Let's Riff video titles. I don't think A Guide to Robots Play works on Let's Riff. Fumless Shorts is par for the course. We don't lose Josh. No problem there. I know that there's other riffing groups out there down to hang on a channel with us, so there's that. I do think that's a pretty strong brand name, even though it's kind of a parody of Netflix. You can have all kinds of different flavors of riffing. Anybody can have a home there. But again, riffing is like pooping. So I'm kind of torn on this one, just because part of me, just part of me, is kind of done with riffing after the whole thing. That's getting bleeped. And then another part of me wants to be like, screw it, we'll start our own riffing channel.
Media Slam.
Boom.
Beef Jerky Town.
Yes.
It's whatever the.
Yeah, let's call it Beef Jerky Town. We're done. What?
Media Slam, and it's like a gigantic muscle-bound pro wrestler tearing a fucking movie ticket in half. or on the game ones, he's just tearing like a game controller.
Yeah. So I was.
Media Slam.
Yeah! What is it? You don't care. So yeah, I was kind of like,
Content Bazooka.
He's just tearing fans in half.
Content Bazooka. That's not bad.
Content Bazooka.
Video Bazooka, maybe that would be a little more direct. So yeah, I was kind of like, hey, let's start our own riffing channel. We'll bring all the indie riffers together, and in the darkness bind them. That would probably be my unconflicted attitude 5 years ago, but now I'm bitter and jaded. Yeah, this will actually lead us into this next option. Is doing that aside from our new channel, Net Riffs. But
I see.
But
yeah.
I already am thinking about getting one of those poopers that you sit on all day. Not a bedpan, with they have little handlebars. I have a picture of one. I don't know what they're called. Thank God I don't know what they're called. But
you know what they're called, Rick. We know you know what they're called.
I have a picture of it. What do you call this thing?
Yeah.
We got to pull this up. You see it, and it just instantly causes depression, whatever that thing is. I saw it for sale at the thrift store yesterday. This thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And you saw that at the thrift store.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's even more depressing.
Let me see.
I did. What is that
One of those.
called?
Oh.
Yeah, it helps.
Nick. Oh.
It helps old people like us.
Yeah. Well, I'm already
who are trying to figure out YouTube.
An incontinent
use the potty.
chair.
Yeah.
Incontinent cinema warriors.
Again, X-Lax.
Get up every 5 minutes. I got up.
Let's do it. Let's do
That's
a.
got to go in something.
Let's
something.
do a
We'll that in
riff.
206.
Let's do a riff where, we just chug up a thing of X-Lax at the beginning of it, and see who can make it to the end.
Just
Play
combine
through.
Jackass with
Play
riffing. Yeah, that's
Start doing riff challenges.
those are bad ideas.
Who could sit in this burning building riffing this movie long?
Who can? Yeah.
extreme riffing?
Who can watch this movie
Slam.
with a Ziploc full of fire ants strapped to your testicles?
Yeah, but the point I was getting at was like, okay, so we go start maybe a channel called Robot Co-op or a Guy and Two Robots Play, and we start Net Riffs. We're already trying to start a non-riffing sci-fi show and continue the content we have on a new channel. I would need one of those to replace my chair. So that the workload on that with having all a bunch of different groups uploading, that's I don't want to waste anyone's time. So Net Riffs.
Possible.
Net Riffs. And remember, if you vote for Net Riffs, you're not just voting for the name, and then that's what we've been doing goes there. It's a whole bunch of riffing groups go up on that channel, and things are, you're not just voting for the name on that one. This one's insane. But
That's just your social security number.
78889. This one is insane. But sometimes there's a thin line between insanity and genius. We start multiple new channels. One is Robot Co-op. One is A Girl and Two Guys Play. One is Plot Hole Spelunking. Probably done out of character. One is Net Riffs, blah, 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 so on and so forth. And the idea behind that is kind of like we've done so many things over the years. Like there's Plot Hole Spelunking, there's Robot Review, there's A Guy and Two Robots Play. Maybe all of those things should get a chance on their own and see what sticks the most. But that's going to be, again, horrendous. I need a poop chair stuff. So that's the big con again. It's an interesting idea, and I like the thought of not putting all our eggs in one basket.
Yeah.
Which is kind of what we're going to do.
Well, break it down to maybe smaller, maybe 3 major categories or 4.
Yeah,
maybe
not doing
like
6 or anything.
Yeah,
that's insane.
Yeah.
But even if we weren't trying to get a new sci-fi show off the ground, this would kill me. the carpal tunnel from the mouse, all the editing.
But yeah, we can't. You don't need to like break it down to like, oh well, this one contains a joke about peanut butter, and we got to be sensitive to people with peanut allergies, and we got to just create a channel just for that guy, and we need a
gluten-free riffing channel.
We gotta
no gluten jokes. We don't call the new channel anything because we don't start a new channel. This is one suggested by one of our subscribers. We, quote, stop giving a shit about the garbage pile of mediocrity that is YouTube and focus on our new sci-fi series or film series, Gray Colored Glasses. We stop wasting our talents talking over other people's content and make our own. Like I said, this one certainly has some appeal to me in terms of not having a nervous breakdown from the workload and trying to reboot a channel elsewhere and, make for all intents and purposes a movie.
or show an episodic thing.
Yeah,
or
haven't
like
really tacked it down what exactly it's going to be. We've learned how to do a lot of stuff over the years, doing the live action bits, and on ICWXP. And I'll admit, as a guy officially in his mid-30s, like I would like to create something at some point that isn't just harping on somebody else's work. Sorry, Riff fans. I am kind of suffering from riff fatigue, and I sincerely hope that never comes across in the content. Like, I do love chattering over stuff and making jokes. I always will. That'll always be my favorite kind of comedy, but we have all this gear now to, like, we could make our own show, and we're working on it. We have been working on it for a year or two now. Well, the thing is it's like I don't really know a way to turn Gray Colored Glasses into something that's monthly that, we can make money off of.
Sure.
I mean, it would feel weird having someone pay $100 a month for like a 5-minute rotoscope short film.
Yeah. No, I got it. I got you. Yeah.
If I could do like 15 minutes monthly, but I mean that would ruin my life.
Yeah,
and we would be impossible anyway. But yeah, we have just all these resources, and I'm ready to make our own thing.
Well, that might answer it.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, if
We're definitely starting a new channel. But
yeah, but no, that might answer the content of the new channel being not dumbed down, but less work and effort. put
I
into
see
it.
what you're saying.
And that'll free you up to put more work and
Yeah,
effort into the other.
well,
you know what I mean?
If the views start,
Take your resources from that and
yeah. If the views are really good, then like I've already said, like Shovel Knight's probably the last sketch.
Big
that
sketch,
We're
yeah.
going to have live action. It is going to be commentary, like
yeah.
because like we did the Resident Evil 7 thing, and I loved that. It was like the old like Incognito Cinema Warriors style with the game. We had the host segments. I loved doing that, but like we get nothing extra out of putting that stuff in there, and it's just spends like I spent so much money putting that mold all over the set,
So much
Yeah.
more time consuming and financially.
and it doesn't.
Harder.
I love to do that stuff for the subs, and I know they love the skits and they love all that stuff, but and I want to just keep doing it to like give them something awesome to watch, but it is just like we don't get anything more out of it than
And
as
it takes
if it's
longer
just
to
the
get
game.
content to them.
Yep. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think Shovel Knight was probably the last sketch we're gonna have for a good long time.
Well, at least in that vein. I mean, like, but if it,
something would have to be brilliant.
yeah,
Because I thought Shovel Knight had at least like a tiny little bit of viral like to it,
Potential.
but no, it had negative viral potential. So yeah, that is an idea that we just don't start a new channel because of the workload. But we're definitely starting a new channel. This really shouldn't even be on here. Now that I look at it, I've thought about also maybe we should rename the Patreon Agony Wolf Media. You know, so it's not so locked into stuff. Or should we? I think we can change the Facebook page name once. I don't know if we would necessarily want to do that. That's something
well, I mean,
to
if you
consider.
got feedback, well, I
Yeah.
guess that's what this is for too.
Yeah, exactly.
Never mind.
Fishing for
all of my
feedback.
words out of my face. don't take them.
So say if we did Robot Co-op, should the Patreon get renamed Robot Co-op? Should the Facebook page get renamed Robot Co-op? I was kind of thinking the Patreon should get rebranded Agony Wolf Media.
Something,
And the
yeah,
Facebook
broad.
page.
Yeah, the broad.
So that's tough to figure it out. It's a little scary to think people might see the name change and go, "Who? I'm out." That's. Ugh. So the last option is one of the subscribers names it. If you guys have any suggestions, just throw them out in the comments.
That's not a bad idea,
Yep.
actually.
If you have, it's just also it's not just names, but also how the channel should operate. If you have some thoughts about that,
Yeah. You're the shareholders.
yeah. What do
Excellent.
you
Oh.
want to call it?
What do you?
Uh,
Kentucky Derpy?
That sounds like any contest in Kentucky.
Yeah, Kentucky Derpy. Just
oh,
You go to-
that's pretty good, Kentucky Derby.
you just go to anywhere where there's two people together in Kentucky. It's a derp off. That's just it's a,
Derp, derp, derp.
statistically. Now you may be in a club that you're all like-minded, but statistically, 50% of you
Oh my god.
I'm
derping
almost
off.
Sorry,
Just
Kentucky.
derping off.
Almost.
I'm sorry.
I think my dad's from Kentucky. Hey man,
Exhibit
unsubscribe.
A.
So
Exhibit A.
apparently-
Exhibit A.
That's comments. My dad's from Kentucky. Unsubscribe.
We should just bang the gavel now. I mean, I think that's it.
Kentucky Derpy.
the case rests.
One thing I didn't put on here was calling the new channel Incognito Gaming Warriors. I thought about it because it does kind of make sense to have a channel called Incognito Cinema Warriors and Incognito Gaming Warriors.
Yeah.
And we could, I tend to be able to, write about an hour worth. You could feasibly have a short film riff going up on Incognito Cinema Warriors, the old channel, and a half hour of gaming going up a month on Incognito Gaming Warriors. But I kind of feel like maybe one of the things that's hurt us over the years is that mouthful of a name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was thought of as like something to match the like cadence of Mystery Science Theater
Right.
3000, and I was
The
like,
acronym and all of it. Yeah.
yeah, and the acronym's strong.
Yeah.
But you say that name to people and they're like, slow down. What do you do? You
Yeah.
know?
It needs to be
I don't think that.
short, sweet.
Yeah. So and
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's it. So my vote is
Game Warriors is already taken, right?
I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is. But my vote is Robot Co-op. I feel like that's the strongest one.
If the majority of the content is going to be that, we're going to experiment with the gaming and stuff. Yeah,
We just
all
have
of
to
that,
think of
yeah.
like, I feel like a human counterpart to Robot Co-op and No-Bot Co-op.
that kind of
That's-
works. That's kind of a
Yeah. Yeah, I think that I think that might be it.
that one gets my vote.
Okay, Robot Co-op. So
Yeah.
that's 2. What's your deal?
I think Robot Co-op's probably the strongest one too, to be honest.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, the way it would operate is, again, casual Let's Plays, no face cam, no shadows, out of character. You get a couple of those a week, and then once a month you get the Robot Co-op. I don't like that once a month you get the Robot Co-op and the channel's called that, but I don't know of any like that. That's the thing. That's where riffing and Let's Plays like don't go together very well. I don't want to say scripted because we don't do scripted stuff. It is all improv, in a manner of speaking. That's where those two don't go together, because if a game comes out, you have to then go and play it and record the footage and get all your jokes together and record it, and that takes time, and you're losing all that time that the game's been out, and you're just hurting yourself. That's where, if time-sensitive stuff does not work with riffing. Time-sensitive stuff works with just off-the-cuff commentary.
Right.
So, I think the model would be recent games done out of character, off the cuff, and
then
more classic games for Robot Co-op.
Exactly. We could do more. Yeah.
You know, like maybe Link to the Past or something. That seems to be one people have been, for some reason, shouting about. I was all ready to do. I have like 60 hours of Breath of the Wild on a hard drive of me playing through the whole game. I don't know that we're ever going to use any of it.
Well, no, I mean, use the editing scissors to keep it down to like 10, 15 minutes.
But it's
We'll
like
do-
Breath of the Wild at this point. Like, it's not,
Unless you could,
not going to do you any good in the views.
No,
Unless you just think like, oh, this is going to be a really good riff or whatever.
funny angle or like some kind of sketch
Yeah.
out of the footage or something like that.
I definitely had plenty of ideas, but if doing Link to the Past would, be a more popular thing for our subscribers, and then that's what we'll do. Yeah. So that's 3 votes for Robot Co-op. That just comes down to fan vote. Don't let what we picked influence your vote. If you think net riffs is the way to go, then vote
all
for
the
that.
words coming out of our faces just
Don't even matter.
Yeah.
We're definitely going to ditch the shadows. I think those are probably gone. They're a lot easier to shoot than the face cams, but I'm willing to step up the.
A lot easier to look at than your face too.
Yeah,
so,
there's that problem. Got that rotten tooth over here.
You could smell in smell-o-vision.
Yeah. Cast your vote. If you're inclined, hit the comments below. Tell us why you voted for that. Yeah.
Or give us your own.
Yeah, if you have your own ideas for the name. And if something just gets a trillion likes down in the comments, we will definitely consider it. For sure.
Or maybe, cast a vote, but also give us your ideas.
Yeah.
How about that? And then we'll
Just mash the comments.
Make us work.
Look through that. Let's really think about it.
Make us read.
Oh, I hate that. Yeah, just flood the comments with your ideas. We want to, there has to be 100 angles to this we haven't even thought about. So
The main angle, though, clearly is that Rick has no reading material, and your comments are the only thing he reads while he's pooping because he was obsessed with pooping.
I have read many a YouTube comment on the pooper. What is that?
Robot Co-op. Kidding.
Those robot commies. Right now we got 3 votes for Robot Co-op.
It just rolls off the tongue. I
Yeah.
think that's the reason why.
Yep, I mean it's less wordy than this, a guy and a robot or a guy and 2 robots. And I feel
Plus-
like that sounds similar to 2 best friends. And
Co-op, to me, doesn't have to necessarily mean co-op, like couch, but that's what it is. But co-op, like a non-profit, like a, bunch of robots getting together. That's why Nick was playing the
Short
Russian
for
national anthem.
cooperation,
Yeah.
comrade.
Yeah, it's
I got
very,
you.
very, yeah.
Yep.
We're basically we're seceding. We're going to be our own nation here pretty soon. So
Yeah.
you're going to help with that.
All right. Well, this is a lot of editing. Oh my god. I'm Rick Wolf. Thank you for watching this video. That's
Hi, I'm Nick Evans. Thank you for watching this video.
Good
What do I
night.
do with my hands?
No, more natural. Closer to the face. Closer. Right there. Yeah. No. Rest them. Stiffer. Yeah. And action.
I'm Nick Evans. Thank you for watching.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.